The next thing I would like to talk about is I'm not sure if you are aware that Dana White did not wrap the belt around Ngannou's waist, which is something that is ceremonial that actually does happen. And in this instance, Dana White was literally in the building. He just wrapped the belt around Figueiredo's waist, and then all of a sudden, when Ngannou won, he wasn't there, and neither was he in the post-fighter press conference. If you'd ask me, that's a bit petty and a bit childish. But in your opinion, what do you think? How do you react to Dana White snubbing Ngannou? Do you think it was disrespectful? What's your take?
For me, it is what it is. I said it from the beginning. The UFC were clearly biased. Against Francis Ngannou, and for me, like I'm very disappointed because the UFC is a brand that I strongly identify with, and we understand that the fight business is a fight business. You cannot get a like every of the fighters on your roster, right? But then
Mm-hmm.
you should try to accord them some respect. You know, you shouldn't, be biased against your fighters such that you disrespect a whole division.
Mm,
Acting in such a way is, disrespectful to the heavyweight division. You get
mm,
it. So it means that, yeah, if Ciryl Gane had actually won that fight, he may have been there. He probably would have his personal reasons. He has not come up to tell us to address the press, and for him not to have been at the press conference, something might have gone wrong. So the thing is, we might be reading, things wrong. We There's a possibility that we might be, reading things wrong until Dana White comes out and says, okay, this is the reason why I I was not available to wrap the belt around, to perform the belt wrapping ceremony, and then of course, to be involved in the post fight press conference. So for me, with my love for the UFC, I want to remain neutral in the meantime until White actually releases a statement on this. But for me, if it is born out of bias, I think I'll be very, very disappointed.
Well, I think, in my opinion, I think Dana White was being petty. He absolutely knew what he was doing. If you'd ask me, I know that now Ngannou has the upper hand. Ngannou has the advantage in the bargaining table. Ngannou now is a champion of the UFC that does not have a contract. Ngannou, apparently, he would have to leave the company at December, in the end of December, if he does not defend his title. So I feel like the last picture of Ngannou in the UFC is Dana White putting the belt around his waist. That is what Dana White doesn't want. He doesn't want to put the belt around the waist of somebody that wouldn't be available or somebody that will be gone. That's my own take on it. And I think he's also trying to do power play when it comes to the negotiations. He has already started power play before they actually do sit down and talk about the contract. But my question is, I would ask Yagi now. Yagi, what do you actually think Ngannou will fight in the UFC again after watching the post-fight conference, after seeing Dana White's attitude towards this whole situation? Do you actually think that they will come to an agreement and Francis Ngannou will fight again?
No, I think this is the last fight. But I think the fact that Dana didn't put that belt around him, Dana didn't come to the press conference, that shows that Dana himself is not willing to budge to what Francis is asking. And Francis himself is not willing to budge. Because even if you look at Francis' post fight speech, he was like, I must fight a boxing fight. And the way Francis has been disrespected, first of all, the interim belt, putting that out there just 3, 4 months after he won his
Mm-hmm.
belt, the whole way the fight was promoted and everything. I think Francis is probably going to go to somewhere where he can have leverage, either go box and do MMA. Right now, all the cards are in front of Francis. I honestly think this is his last fight. And if you look at the post-fight presser, he didn't want to come out and say it is, but you can tell from his mannerisms, tell from the way he's been reacting to a lot of things that this is probably going to be his last fight in the UFC.
Okay. With that being said, I both heard your opinions. I actually do
Uh,
think that.
Sorry to interrupt you, Jibril. Sorry to interrupt you, Ciryl.
Go ahead.
I want to put something to you guys. So, like, how much do you think Francis Ngannou actually earns from UFC 270?
Well, there was a post out there about their purses. It's public knowledge. I think that's the Ali Act. That's what they call it in boxing. Yeah, the Ali Act, where they'll have to show the purses, and the purses without bonuses, without any extras from sponsors or any backdoor deal. Ngannou was going to get 600K. And well,
600K.
yeah. Ngannou, and also the purses. I think the purses for the whole event, including everybody from the top of the card to the bottom of the card, was about $2.1 million. Which, which is a bit tiny, a tiny fraction from what boxing heavyweights get or boxing top stars get. But anyways, we're not going to talk about salary, Fighter P. We'll talk about that some other time.
Thank you guys for supporting the African fighters. Please click on the subscribe button so that you'll be informed whenever I post a video.
Come on, Africans!